This man was born normal, but later the worst of all happened, and he was almost losing his life due to loving someone. The whole body was burned by his girlfriend, and he spent more than 3 years lying on the hospital bed. Since that was done by someone whom he called the love of her life and they were about to get married, the man vowed that he would never ever get married, let alone getting married, but the man would not even approach or talk to any female since the girlfriend had the guts and attempted to killing him in public. This is the whole story. 40-year-old Nsanzimana lived a normal life. His day-to-day business activities included frying some pans and donuts. And one day, he had a lot of female customers. They were all consuming his products, and then something worse was about to happen that would change the rest of his life. All those girls were happily eating and talking to the man. His girlfriend showed up and was not happy, seeing how the man was happy with those girls, and immediately thought of one thing: cheating. She started quarreling, and without asking what was going on or thinking twice, she just grabbed the cooking oil they were using and poured it on the man's whole body. His whole body was burned that the man almost lost his life, but luckily survived. He describes what happened as horrible and unbelievable. After seeing what she did, the girlfriend escaped, and when police arrived, she was nowhere to be found. The painful part of the story is that they two were about to get married a few months to come. But since that day, the girl went away and would never return. And what followed was going to the hospital, and the man spent almost 3 years at the hospital, doctors treating and trying to bring him back to normal. During the whole treatment process, he spent there a lot of money that he was left with nothing, starting from pieces of land or even animals. All were sold as he gathered money for his medicine. Since the man was left with nothing after that terrible incident, now for him to survive is a very difficult task, and he only survives by the help and support of good Samaritans. Now, it's as if the whole body is paralyzed, as he is always weak and cannot do any activities that requires too much body energy. It's now been 6 years since the man came from the hospital, but since returning home, he's not able to do any activity, and that is the reason he depends on neighbors. At first, he was interested in girls or women in general, but since the day he was disappointed and almost lost his life by his own girlfriend whom he trusted the most, he vowed and promised himself not to ever get in touch with any woman in this world. To him, he thinks all women are the same, and therefore no more having any relationship with a female friend. He was deeply hurt by what his ex-girlfriend did the day he saw doctors replacing his intestines. Doctors had just examined and found out that some of her intestines were damaged and were no longer healthy. That day he realized the whole humankind is wicked and lost hope in every female. The man says that even before this happens, he was not kind of a person who interacted and had affairs with women so much, but only knew one thing, that a man has to find one woman, marry, and then make a family. But since the day he almost lost his life due to a very suspicious woman he loved the most, that was the end of his relationships with women. In our societies today, it's easy to believe that marriage is a social good, that our lives and our communities are better when more people get and stay married. But the man on the other side thinks that marriage isn't for everyone and says that even the Bible supports his idea. He says that even Apostle Paul said it's good to get married, but better to stay unmarried. Years ago, getting married and having children was the expectation, but over the last 2 decades, those expectations have shifted, with fewer and fewer folks considering marriage a necessity. A 2019 research says 1 in 7 people who've never been married before don't want to get married ever, and 3 in 10 people think that marriage is simply not important. Since this man is weak and cannot manage village jobs here, and he was not lucky enough to complete his primary school studies, for him to survive, eat by himself and provide other basic needs and more necessities is a big problem to this 40-year-old who says he will never get married.
Nagakuraho umutahe wo kuba natangira ko nakora ni ukuvuga ngo kudukora no kwigengesera nyine kwa kundi nta mirimo y'ingufu ntaki.
Though he cannot work and depend on agriculture as other villagers, he says that if given capital, the man would start a small business. You can help the man to get capital and have a better life by contributing on the Giving Life link, found in description and pinned in top comments. Nathalie is the man's sister-in-law.
Twe tumutunze mu buzima busanzwe nta ntege kigira kubera ubumuga yahuye nabwo mu mibereho abayeho muri iyi minsi. Reka nyuma yo guhura n'iki kibazo yarihebye kuko nta ntege kigira, nta n'ikintu agikora abashije, keretse nyine guhura n'abantu bamufasha.
She says after all what happened, the man lost hope and he's not as confident in himself as he was before, plus the fact that his body became very weak and now they're the ones supporting and helping him to live. She says that if they were not here for the man, they are sure that he would have even committed suicide. But thank God, they're always here for the man. Life is a journey for all of us. We all face trials. We all have ups and downs. All of us are humans, but we are also monsters of our fate. We're the ones who decide how we're going to react to our life. We should always keep in mind that everyone faces ups and downs in their life. No matter where you are in any life situation, sometimes a time will come across in your life when you have to see the worst things, and similarly, there will also be a moment where you'll be at the best level of your life. Thank you for watching. I'm Elijah and this is Afrimax English. Remember to subscribe.